本節目內容只代表個別嘉賓及主持個人意見，並不代表本台立場。好啦，歡迎大家嚟到我哋今集個新節目啦。咁今集同上一集呢，都係有我同阿 Peter 嘅，
都係有嘉賓嘅。
係啦，而都係秉承傳統咧，呢個嘉賓都係講英文嘅。
係啦，
係啦。咁但係呢個嘉賓呢，係亦都識得講少少廣東話，因為其實佢本身係香港人嚟嘅。咁佢就係坐喺對面嘅阿 Jenny 啦。係大家識嘅聲 hi 先啦。你講唯一一句廣東話啦，
講下嘢先啦。
我係 Jenny，我喺香港出世嘅。
Jenny 你喺幾時去咗美國住嘅？
我18年前去咗搬去紐約住，18年啦。
哦，咁就而家翻嚟啦。
係啦。
OK，咁但係當然翻嚟係有原因㗎啦嚇，咁大家都見到我哋 topic 㗎啦。我哋會講阿 Jenny 係嚟緊想將一樣佢喺美國推廣緊嘅一個唔知點講呢叫咩啊？一個運動或者推廣一個
Teachings，what's teachings？
一個課程，係咁就帶嚟香港嘅
一啲嘅課程、一啲思想
，OK，
一啲嘅概念，
係啦。跟住咧，其實 Jenny 由到尾會講英文㗎啦，因為大家到時都領略到啦。其實應該係點解會揾佢講英文咧？就係呢兩集其實係要話俾大家聽到底我嘅閱讀英文嘅能力其實係大大提高咗嘅，同埋阿 Peter 嘅翻譯嘅能力咧，亦都係大大咁提高咗嘅。係啦，好啦。咁我哋問下就係阿 Jenny 點解你會經過咩途徑係會接觸到呢個課程咁樣嘅咧？
Well, it happened because I've been on the spiritual path until a few years ago. I've been onto the spiritual path to understand the meaning of existence, the meaning of being human, and how I can be the best of myself. And after almost 20 years of this journey, one day I had this epiphany and I thought, wow, now I know heaven on earth is within me. If I keep collecting this knowledge within me, it has to go somewhere. I can't just take it all from me, because then I will explode. It has to go somewhere. So then I asked, and then I thought, okay, well, where does it go? What is the purpose and meaning of this all? And so yes, this happened about 3 years ago, and suddenly, as soon as I had this thought, I came across this teaching.
咁 Jenny 咧，佢就話佢喺呢個靈性嘅道路上咧都20幾年啦。咁同我哋差唔多啦，都係尋尋覓覓段好長嘅時間啦。咁佢就一路去嘗試揾做一個人存在嘅意義啦。點樣究竟作為一個人係咩回事啦？點樣可以將自己作為一個人嘅潛能發揮得最好啦？咁一路去揾呢啲答案嘅時候咧，佢突然間大概3年前左右咧有一個頓悟喎。咁呢個頓悟就係發覺意識到咧，如果我哋講天地啊，天上人間、天堂同埋人間，所有嘅呢啲知識，所有嘅嘢都喺我哋自己嘅內在嘅時候咧，咁其實咧佢唔可以去谷住收住咁多嘅呢啲嘅智慧喺入邊。如果唔係嘅話咧，其實佢會爆炸㗎。咁所以佢就諗緊如果係咁嘅時候，我一定要揾辦法去將呢啲嘅智慧傳開去。咁究竟點傳咧？傳去邊咧？咁正當佢有呢個頓悟嘅時候咧，咁就開始接觸到呢個課程同埋相關嘅一啲嘅學説啦。
咁好啦，咁我就問下，咁到底呢個課程喺英文啦，咁其實係叫咩名嘅咧
？It's called Seeds of Consciousness or Path of Consciousness。
咁如果我哋照譯做中文咧，就係呢個意識嘅種子，或者係意識嘅道路啦。
係，咁但係我就知道原來其實已經係連中文名都改好咗㗎咯噃。係咁中文名係咩？佢講過俾阿 Peter 知㗎啦。
中文名咧，我哋頭先聽到嘅時候咧，覺得非常之正嘅。咁咧就係叫做合適之路。咁但係呢個合適咧就唔係講緊話啱唔啱你，係咪 suitable？ 唔係呢個合適，係
consciousness。
係啦，意識嘅識。即係話咧，如果當你係 ready 嘅時候咧，你係自然會行到一條路係適合你嘅意識狀態嘅。
好啦，咁要問啦，咁到底其實呢個課程其實總共要嘅時間或者有冇咩條件嘅人先至適合上嘅咧？
時間，you mean schedule as if a day or two or Okay. Well, we have the seminar is split into the first. We have 2 seminars, and because we're coming to Hong Kong, so maybe we will put them in one whole weekend or 3 days to understand what this teaching is about. And then later on, if people are interested, then there are many more seminars that they can voluntarily take if they feel that this is their work.
Jenny 佢就話通常咧基本嘅講座咧會分係有2個嘅，咁啊通常都分2個週末去舉行啦。咁但係因為如果我哋係佢之後嚟香港嘅時候咧，可能為咗方便我哋香港人接觸嘅時候咧，可能可以將佢濃縮變為1個週末，可能譬如3日咁都可能嘅。咁但係如果接觸咗基本嘅呢啲學説之後咧，其實之後仲有好多更加進階嘅課程可以上嘅。
你第二個問題係咩話？
我第二個問題就係總共要上嘅時間係幾耐？即係成個課程啦，我講完全 complete 完成咗成個課程，其實需要話到底係幾多個 level 啊？幾多日嘅課堂啊？定係幾多個星期月啊？咁定
係有冇完全完成呢樣嘢㗎？
係啦。
冇嘅。
我就係懷疑冇。
Because after you take the 2 introductory to what this teaching is about, and if you are committed to do this collective work, then you start with the basic foundations, which I'll talk about later, and then it's ongoing because as human, this is a self-mastery work. So it's a constant self-mastery, and there are so-called different levels, but it's not level. It's really more like an additional upgrade to our knowledge as a tool to be able to do this collective work.
咁 Jenny 佢就話，如果完咗最初階嗰2個講座之後咧，咁而參與者佢又覺得啊，想向自己承諾，我真係想參與、認真投身參與呢個工作嘅時候咧，咁究竟呢個工作係咩咧？咁而家我哋都未知啦，咁樣 Jenny 佢會再仔細解釋啦。咁如果你又想投身呢個學説相關嘅啲工作嘅時候咧，其實之後仲有好多唔同嘅層次嘅學習。咁呢啲層次嘅學習咧，就正如頭先我估計一樣、猜測一樣啦，無止境嘅。咁點解會無止境咧？就係 Jenny 解釋咗話，其實我哋每一個人想去自我實現我哋真正最真正我哋嘅本我嘅本質嘅時候咧，其實呢個自我實現嘅過程咧係無始無終嘅。
OK， 好啦，咁即係其實因應唔同人嘅進程，可能有啲會快啲係 quit 咗，可能有啲會 keep 住嚟咁樣嘅。咁啊嗱，即係坦白講，我覺得咧，其實呢套嘢變咗喺香港咧，大家香港人嘅文化都係食慣快餐嘅，最緊要係話俾你聽一個 package 幾多錢、幾多日，我幾多日可以完成，
得到啲咩？有冇證書？
係啦，
可唔可以出去教人？
係啦，有冇證書？可唔可以教人？可唔可以教人之餘，我係
仲可唔可以收錢？
係可唔可以收錢？然後翻到個成本，或者翻唔到個成本可以 cover 翻幾多咁樣？
係啦，咁如果我教唔到，有咩着數？
係啦，
即係呢個就係香港嘅。
係即係呢個係香港嘅文化嚟嘅。
Actually, it's not just Hong Kong; it's universal. I'm from New York. The same thing. Imagine New York City and Hong Kong is so the same. It's like, what is it for me? How much is it gonna be? What do I get and what do I do?
Yeah.
So, to elaborate more, this is a collective work that if people are called for, what we do as an individual is we tell people what this is about. It's almost like opening the door. Then we don't have to do anything. My part is already done, like this radio interview. And then people who hear it and resonate with what this is about, it's their choice. Then if they feel that they resonate with the work, then they will come and take the work, to take the seminar. Okay? And through the seminars, it's a lot of details on how we can be in our full best potential to do this work through self-mastery, inner reflection. It happens a lot of times that people will go in, will have this set of questions and set of, what would motivate me or not. But once they practice this work, going inside of them, and if it resonates with them, if it wakes up their soul, things will shift.
咁 Jenny 佢話其實咧頭先阿 Cousin 佢所講嗰個快餐文化咧，Osiris 佢頭先講到嗰個香港個即食文化咧，咁 Jenny 佢話其實都唔係就係香港嘅，其實全世界就算喺紐約嗰度都係咁樣。咁佢至於講到話究竟即係參與咗呢個學説之後，其實會係點一回事 ？Jenny 佢就話，如果接觸咗呢一個學説嘅人，佢真係向內去內觀內尋嘅時候，而佢感覺到呢個學説所講嘅嘢係同佢嘅靈魂有個共鳴、有共振嘅時候咧，佢自然散發出嚟嘅能量咧，就會吸引到其他人會想去參與。又或者調翻轉嚟講，初頭對呢個學説有興趣或者考慮緊適唔適合佢嘅人咧，其實都係能量上自己會有個呼應，適合嘅人自然就會被吸咗埋去。咁所以一路聽 Jenny 講，我哋覺得一個好內觀同埋自我探求嘅一個東西嚟嘅。
好啦，咁就要問啦。咁 exactly 其實係要做啲乜嘢咧？即係首先我可能聽咗2個 seminar 啦，我好知道成個過程係點啦，要點樣嘅準備啦。咁就而家其實透露少少到底，其實有冇啲咩事前嘅準備，或者喺呢個課程嘅全日㗎啦，喺個課程，咁其實有冇啲乜嘢係會教我哋啦，或者我哋係需要做咁樣嘅？
即係究竟係做乜嘅？即係搞咩？
係啦。
Okay, perfect. So the seminars, it's all information to step by step show a new way, which is the present time in this evolution of humanity, of how we can be in our full potential in consciousness with freedom and choice. This work is an energetic work. Okay, energy is not tangible. Energy is what you feel. You drink this water, you put your hand next to a glass of cold water, you feel it's cold. You don't have to touch it. You put your hand next to a hot water, you don't have to touch it, but you feel it, it's warm. That's energy. It's a way of explaining what this work is about. And we invite people to listening to this introduction to use their feeling instead of using their mind to make logic. Because as human beings, we're brought up to use our mind. We're conditioned to, our mind is recorded to be conditioned to immediately judge what something is and what that something is about, because that's how we are as human beings. However, with this work, energetically, we invite people to just be open in the sense that try to not make judgment of it, just be open and then feel the teaching step by step by introducing to us from the moment of the Big Bang to how humanity has evolved to today.
非常之難翻譯嘅一段説話，因為其實坦白講咧，我初頭咧我有睇過相關呢個 seminar 呢個講座嘅一啲資訊啊。咁我發覺咧，我睇嗰頁紙咧，所有嘅字我都睇得明嘅，甚至坦白講好多都係我一般呢20幾年嚟接觸嘅唔同嘅身心靈課程、新紀元課程見慣見熟嗰啲字眼嚟嘅。咁我初頭覺得，咦，咁都係嗰啲即係好 standard 嘅靈性嘅一啲課堂啦，咁樣就講下意識啊，講下提升啊咁樣。咁但我再認真睇咧，我又發覺，咦，好似唔係咁簡單嘅一回事。咁如果我嘗試去粗略咁譯翻 Jenny 頭先所講嘅説話，咁嗱，但係如果我就建議大家，如果大家可以嘅時候咧，唔好淨係聽我哋呢集節目，要睇埋個視頻，因為我覺得頭先 Jenny 嗰番説話好難直接翻譯翻出嚟，係要你自己去感受。咁佢就話喺嗰個課堂入邊咧，佢哋會一步一步咁樣帶領啲參與者咧，去理解翻究竟由而家呢一刻開始，亦都會回溯翻去到由個宇宙大爆炸 Big Bang 嗰度開始睇翻，究竟我哋人類意識嗰個進化究竟係咩回事？ 咁而呢個人類意識嘅進化，好多時候我哋作為人類習慣咗學習嘅過程，都係好邏輯去嘗試用個腦袋去理解啲事情。咁但係頭先佢打咗個比喻，就譬如話好多嘢其實係關於能量嚟嘅，譬如啲水究竟係熱定係凍定係暖定係乜嘢？呢個我哋好難用嗰個腦袋去理解。我哋唯一可以感受到嘅就係我哋真係去感受嗰個水嗰個溫度、嗰個能量究竟係咩回事。咁所以我諗總括嚟講咧，以我嘅理解啦，頭先聽完 Jenny 所講，個課堂咧都係好感受性嘅一個過程嚟嘅。Am I translating it correctly?
Absolutely. When you talked about the feeling, the example of the hot and cold water that I gave, it's quite simple, but because we're humans, so we make it complicating. So if something feels right, it feels good inside, you feel happy. And that's the resonating point. That's that feeling point that that this teaching is all about. When I'm asked, how do we know this is for me? And so most of the time, we and my other friends would say, well, how do you feel? Great. Then you answered it.
Jenny 佢就話其實頭先我哋講嗰個啲水究竟係凍定熱呢個例子，其實係我哋好理所當然嘅一個反應嚟。咁但係我哋現代人咧就慣咗將啲簡單嘅事情複雜化咗。咁所以好多時候佢都話有陣時嗰啲朋友會問佢究竟呢個課堂啱唔啱佢啊？咁其實就最重要就係你自己真係親身去感受下件事，好難用個説話去解釋俾你聽。
OK， 咁啊，即係又去到翻一個好實在嘅問題，就係如果頭先你咁講。你個 skill 係咪其實大家會係坐埋一個圈，然後集體 meditate 咁樣，係呢個係其中一個過程嚟嘅。
So in a seminar, what we do, we talk about various things that we human are made up of energetically in our body, and how the seminar explains a real breakdown on how we can be in this full potential to do this collective work. From energetic centers, what people know as chakras, to understand that each energetic centers, we have this possibility to open up that full potential. So, and energetic colors that influences us to open to more positive. In our bodies, we have this, each energetic centers have a polarity, positive and negative, in each of our action. So for instance, our first energetic center color at the base of our spine in the reproductive area, the energetic color we use is red. Red is fire. Before I go there, is that we always have to remember that we as human is not just being human here, walking with no connection. The connection of the energy is to the center of the earth and center of the sun. And our body is this vessel. It is like a tunnel, a vessel of this connection. Because we are here in physical form on earth, which is called matter.
I'll do translation first. Otherwise, I don't forget.
Yeah. I don't want to get you lost. Okay.
咁Jenny 佢就話喺個課堂入邊咧，佢哋會花好多時間去研究我哋嘅能量結構究竟係點。Because I see in the pamphlet, it talks a lot about energetic structures. 我哋嘅身體嘅能量結構係點樣？包括我哋唔同嘅能量中心啦。咁而每個能量中心佢嗰個本身嗰個特定嘅能量係點，同埋有個好重要嘅概念，我聽到 Jenny 佢強調就係話點樣去將我哋每個能量中心個最終極嗰個潛能可以發揮到最盡，咁而繼而將我哋每一個人嘅潛能可以發揮到最盡。咁佢亦都有講到話，其實我哋人咧存在喺呢個地球上邊咧，存在呢個世界度咧，唔係孤零零一個咁樣冇嘢連接住嘅。咁佢話其實我哋個身體咧就好似一個能量嘅器皿咁樣，係連接住地球同埋太陽嘅中心。咁跟住佢就有講到話，其實我哋譬如好多唔同嘅能量中心，譬如我哋個脊椎最底部嘅能量中心，每個能量中心都有佢自己特定震動緊嘅能量，亦都有佢自己特定嘅顏色。咁喺個脊椎最底層嗰個咧，個顏色係紅色。咁而每個能量中心亦都有佢自己特定嘅意願嘅極向嘅。 咁and then
Yeah. So we use our body. Our body, of course, is the instrument to find this balance between spirit and matter. Not too much on the matter, which is on the earth, not too much in spirit. We, as our body, we have to be in this balance to be in this full potential to understand what is positive and negative through our each centers. So this is the part of the self-mastery, how we can be in this self-mastery, that to understand, to look in ourselves, what are the influencing factor that are blocking our body as the meridian, okay, that is contracted, that is stopping us to do a certain thing. This work is energetic work, what we call acupuncture, through using our body as the instrument. Just like the acupuncture medicine, all right, that it opens up a meridian in our body so that the air will flow, so that our physical ailment will improve. This is a concept on what this teaching is about. If our human body, if I'm going through a stress, say I'm stressful about something, a part of my meridian, a part of my body is contracted. So through this mastery work that we teach, it's an inner reflection to be present to this contraction, to turn it to positive. And it's a process of work. Again, reflecting, but that's the consciousness that we first have to be aware of in order to do this work.
咁Jenny 有提到話喺個課程入邊咧，佢哋會研究好多就係點樣學習一樣我哋英文叫 self mastery 嘅嘢。咁頭先我哋開麥前都我哋講咗好耐，究竟 self mastery 中文應該點譯咧？結論咧就係好冇可能用一個單獨嘅中文嘅詞彙去翻譯嘅。咁有好幾個相關嘅概念嘅，包括就自我實現啦，點樣發揮到你最大嘅潛能啦，點樣作為你自己本身嘅大師啊，即係我哋中文話 master 就叫做中文翻譯做大師啊嘛。咁但係其實又唔係完全純粹係大師嗰樣嘢。咁所以我諗，如果我去理解 Jenny 所講嘅 self mastery，應該係去清楚自己嘅本質，然後可以發揮到自己嘅潛能，具最終極嘅潛能。咁亦都有提到就話會學到其實我哋嘅存在個本質就係靈性同埋物質兩者嘅結合。咁而如果真正去了解到乜嘢叫 self mastery， 自我實現我哋最終極嘅潛能嘅時候，其中一個最重要我哋要學到就係點樣去平衡。我哋唔可以太過側重於完全喺靈性嗰部分，亦都唔可以太過側重於完全沉溺咗喺嗰個物質嗰部分。咁而其中一個另外一個相關嘅概念就係話我哋個經絡系統啦。咁因為當我哋個整個身體嘅系統係處於一個緊張嘅狀態嘅時候咧，其實我哋相關嘅經絡亦都會收緊、會收窄，亦都能量亦都會堵塞。咁所以喺個課程入邊，我哋都會學識去點樣去覺察到、覺知到，原來我哋嘅能量系統、我哋嘅經絡系統入邊，原來有呢啲咁嘅收縮、收緊或者係淤塞嘅狀態，然後嘗試將呢啲淤塞嘅能量咧，用一個覺知嘅狀態，將佢由負極變為正極，然後將嗰個堵塞可以將佢變翻暢順翻。
但我明明聽見佢頭先講英文時候有講到 acupuncture 關於針灸喎。
係啊，針灸就係我講漏咗啦。
係啦，我應該冇講針灸嘅咁喎。
呢個針灸就係同我哋頭先提到嗰個經絡系統有關嘅，因為針灸都係主旨都係幫我哋嘅經絡系統嘅能量幫佢變翻暢順。So can we say that 我哋可唔可以講話其實係一個靈性嘅針灸啊？就係用呢個靈性嘅概念去好似針灸咁幫我哋通翻我哋嘅經絡，係咪就係咁嘅意思啊？
係啦 but actually the work, going back a little bit, this work is for the collective. Our work is to using our body as the instrument, as like an acupuncture, to send harmony and peace for the collective in places that might be going through challenges, through natural disaster or some political situations.
原來向外針嘅係
向外針
係啊，唔係向內針。
太好啦！即係原來本身嘅靈魂係唔痛嘅，
即係你就係支針。
係啦，吉開人哋嘅啫，係。
因為Jenny 佢提到，原來呢個工作呢個學説啊，最重要嘅主旨就係一個集體嘅一個工作嚟嘅。咁佢提到就係話呢個針灸嘅概念啊，原來我都理解錯咗，我以為就係自己針自己，即係靈性上。原來唔係喎，係向外喎。就我哋睇翻呢個世界，其實邊啲地方有需要嘅時候，可能係有天災人禍啦，可能有啲政治上處於啲緊張嘅狀態嘅地方啦。我哋將我哋意識投放去嗰度，咁就佢個比喻就好似一個針灸咁樣。
Actually, to go back to that we're not doing acupuncture for ourselves, but in fact, being human, if we have to look at ourselves, it's quite painful. It's a pain that we have to look within ourselves.
Yeah.
That pain and suffering, because in order to open that up, to understand it, that's when we can be this open channel, this open vessel, to be this energetic acupuncture, to do work for the collective. Then otherwise, it's the energy will not be potent if we do not do this self-mastery work.
咁咧個概念就係話，我哋講到針灸啊嘛，即係如果我哋要想成為到嗰支針，可以幫到呢個世界做針灸嘅時候咧，其實有個先決條件嘅，就我哋先要內觀，要去自我檢視，然後要睇翻我哋自己入邊嘅呢個課題。咁而呢個過程咧，一般嚟講對一般人嚟講都係一個幾痛苦嘅過程嚟嘅，亦都唔係容易嘅。咁但係呢個 Jenny 佢就強調話，我哋先要肯向內觀，然後最終先可以成為呢個可以幫呢個世界做針灸嗰支針。
係，我呢排啱啱經歷緊嘅。我就係經歷緊內觀針灸嗰個痛苦期啦，係啦，咁啊即係都 tough 嘅。每一次睇翻自己嘅時候咧，感想同自己針灸咧都係硬一硬嘅，但係 so far 過去之後覺得暢通翻晒，又覺得值得嘅。
針針到肉之後，經絡就通翻啦，
係啦，就覺得值得嘅，
就爽翻。
係啦。
You see, the hard work in life is not the hard work that you have to labor hard work and do construction work and really like work 18 hours a day. That's not the hard work. Being human, the hard work in being human is really to look within ourselves, to see and understand what is in our way, what is this conditioning that is blocking us to do things that we want to do. It's not about being right or wrong. Growing up, the conditioning, like as a child, we grow up, everything that we receive, which is called experience, are information. It's the information that we interpret as right or wrong, good or bad, and that becomes an emotion. So those emotions that will build up depending on one's upbringing, if it's a tough childhood, we will turn to the negative more to the positive. And those are the fundamentals that we have to understand being human, and what are the influences and what are the consequences that have brought us with this translation of the information that is blocking in ourselves to use these tools that we teach to make it positive, to make us understand, to see that how we can be at peace with ourselves. Peace is a very easy word to think that we can give peace to the outside because we want peace, but it's not. We have to have peace and understand what peace is within ourselves, to understand those pain and suffering first, or to just have an understanding and acceptance of the past before we can offer peace.
咁 Jenny 佢提到話，其實我哋作為一個人啊，最大嘅考驗、最辛苦嘅咧，其實唔係話我哋營營役役咁一日翻工做嘢做18個鐘做到死咁樣，呢個唔係最難搞，唔係最辛苦嗰部分啊。最辛苦嗰部分其實亦都話最難熬嗰部分咧，就係我哋向內觀睇我哋自己入邊所有嘅嘢，我哋睇下究竟我哋有啲乜嘢嘅經歷啊，同埋有啲乜嘢嘅 conditioning， 即係一啲嘅思想嘅教育啊，已經係規範到我哋唔可以做到我哋真正想做嘅嘢。咁所以呢個過程就係話要內觀睇下我哋由出生到而家呢一刻，其實我哋每日所經歷嘅嘢咧，全部都係資訊嚟嘅啫 ，information。 咁但係我哋嘅成長過程中咧，會有唔同嘅原因咧，唔同嘅因素，令到我哋將呢啲經歷咧，俾咗啲附帶嘅意義佢。咁而期間咧，亦都會俾咗唔同嘅情緒附帶咗上去。咁所以其實我哋要學習嘅咧，就係睇翻呢啲唔同嘅經歷，我哋附帶咗唔同嘅情緒。其實背後我哋有冇可能將佢由可能負面嘅標籤，將佢變為正面？咁當我哋可以咁做嘅時候，其實就會將呢啲變翻只係啲資訊。佢就唔會再阻礙我哋去做我哋真正想做到嘅嘢。咁同埋亦都有提到就係話，我哋好多時候都會講到話想帶和平啊，帶平和俾呢個世界。咁但係其實如果我哋想做到呢個目標嘅時候咧，我哋首先要可以喺我哋自己內在揾到一個真正嘅平安、真正嘅平和、真正嘅祥和。咁我哋先至可以將呢樣嘢傳開去俾呢個世界。
very good.
But I want to add that, of course, if we are committed to this collective work, because the whole purpose of this seminar, this teaching, is to have this self-mastery for the collective. But that is not to say when somebody enters, they have to understand and remove all those conditioning. No, because it's step by step. Again, people have, their different levels and time that it needs to be ready. It's not something that, you do this and you have to do this. It's not about that. It's our work is to open doors for people who resonate with this work, who's committed, and then have that time for them to integrate and understand, to learn, and slowly open themselves up. But as long as they're committed for the collective. So I want to make sure people understand it's not that, oh my God, I have to do this homework. No, it's you have to feel for yourself. When you're ready, you have to feel for yourself. Just be very present. It's all about being present to who we, where we are at that time, as long as we are committed to this collective work.
Jenny 佢強調佢話大家唔好誤解咗，以為話如果我想參與呢個學説或者呢個工作嘅時候咧，我哋就要一參與嘅時候就將我哋所有頭先我哋所講嘅呢啲嘅負面嘅思想嘅一啲規範咧，既定嘅規範全部一次過要清除晒，好似要將呢啲枷鎖全部一次過要剝光豬咁，要剝晒佢先可以做呢個工作，就唔係咁樣嘅，因為個過程係一個
合適之路啊嘛，
係啦，係一個循步漸進嘅過程嚟嘅，咁同埋需要最重要就係話，你覺得呢個學説同你係有共鳴共振嘅時候咧，而你亦都係承諾去想參與呢方面嘅時候咧，其實你就會開始咗一個慢慢嘅自我整合嘅過程。咁呢個係需要時間嘅，亦都係唔需要擔心話要即時要將自我清洗得好乾淨啊，唔係咁樣嘅嘢嚟嘅。
OK 嗱，咁啊頭先嗱，我哋第一節完之前咧，都係講緊一啲好靈性層面，或者點樣將自己舊有嗰種枷鎖點樣慢慢分隔分拆，然後去變通佢，或者去轉化佢。咁啊第二節咧，我哋真係要翻嚟咧，其實即係大逼宮咧，都係話問下 Jenny，都其實喺裏邊係搞咩咧？
即係搞咩咧？
係啦，到底即係嗰個 lunch 到係食咩咧？有咩餸食咧？有冇得點餸咧？係咪好緊要噶嘛？呢啲係咪啊？咁或者包唔包嗰餐餸嘅咧？咁啊係啦，我哋第二節翻嚟再講嘅。好啦，咁 Jenny，咁其實呢個 workshop 啦，咁其實嗰個歷史係點咧？即係到底係由咩人develop 出嚟，或者佢係經歷過啲乜嘢，就即係啲咩人呢件事係演變成咁樣
點起源嘅咧？點起源係點嘅咧
？The work has been around for many, many years. I'm talking about hundreds of years. But in our present modern time, this our group in particular, it's probably about 40 years ago. It started in Europe. And so a lot of the basis of the work is really talks about universal human, the makeup of humanity and on earth. And it evolves to humanity getting in touch with their true essence, with their true self, which we are this gifted existence being alive on this planet. And so let me not go too far from that. But so we have people all over, it started in Europe. So we have many people in Europe We are about 3 or 4,000 people around the world doing this in 43 countries, and it's growing. And primarily in Europe, in all the European countries, some Eastern European countries.
Yeah， 我驚佢唔記得晒啊！
呢個又要 keep 嘅，
係要
咁啊 Jenny 佢就話其實呢個學説本身咧，其實存在咗都有過百年㗎啦。咁但係咧，我哋近代嘅再比較將佢可以系統性地咁崛起嘅咧，都係呢40年左右嘅事啦。咁嗰個源頭咧喺歐洲嗰度嘅。咁而家全球有參與嘅人咧都有3-4千人嘅，咁喺43個國家嗰度有進行，記得晒㗎，
哇！犀利喎，
有進行緊嘅。咁其實件事嗰個源頭咧，佢嗰個發起嗰個本身個原意咧，都係想令我哋去記翻我哋人類個本質，我哋真正我哋呢個其實好偉大、好豐盛嘅呢個生命存在嘅狀態，喺呢個地球其實應該個本質係點樣
？Yeah. So we're about 4,000 people around the world in Europe, in Eastern Europe, Middle East, South America, and North America, and China.
4,000人左右咧，有包括喺歐洲啦，有北美、南美啦，有亞洲啦，甚至喺中國大陸都有㗎噃。
OK。咁其實係咪都係同一班嘅人係每一次去唔同嘅地方，定係其實分別喺唔同嘅地方都有佢哋嘅組織啊，或者一啲比較 core 啲嘅人去搞咧
？The basis of the teaching is all unified. We learn the same basics, we learn the same tool. And how we do the details of organizing, of course, it cannot be unified because each of us human have our own creative essence. So it's through our creative essence to put people together to organize certain things. However, going back to like the basics that we learn in the seminars are all the same, for the same integrity of our own alignment, in the same format of the program of all the content that we learn.
嗰個課程嘅內容咧，喺世界唔同嘅地方咧都係統一嘅。咁當然喺唔同嘅地方，唔同人去籌備個過程或者嗰個手法，可能就每個人都會唔同啦。咁但係成個學説嗰個中心思想咧，都係統一嘅。咁到我有個問題咯，我一路聽嘅時候咧，我覺得好似啲神秘組織咁樣，係有少少似好似嗰陣時呢一個 Da Vinci Code 咁樣啊，有少少似講緊係一啲由歷史悠久嘅世世代代傳落嚟嘅一啲神秘嘅靈性組織咁樣，咁係咪咁樣咧？究竟
？Well, it might sound like it. It's because it's a perfect question, actually. It's because
其實你答係會多好多人有興趣。
係啦，你話係咁先。
Sorry， 係啊。Yes, and why is that a big yes? It's because humanity has been for the longest time, what we humanity have been struggling, and what I observe from myself, of course, in order for me to observe it on others, is that what we are looking for and what we don't know is that we have a choice. No matter how hard life is, no matter what the challenges in life is, it's that choice that we can as human being, because we are here. Humanity is the only being on this earth that can create and manifest. It's because we have this consciousness. And the reason why it's hard is because during the evolution of humanity, since the beginning until now that is evolved to, humanity have been controlled. And we were born with this light, which is godlike connection. We're all interconnected with this light, and we are here to create with freedom. But because the evolution of humanity since the beginning was because in the beginning it was darkness, okay? And then when those people over the evolution sees the power, again, it's a choice. You can use this power to help, or for destruction. And unfortunately, again, due to the conditioning of the evolution of humanity, it's more negative than positive. And then in this lifetime, for us to be conditioned in our upbringing, we lost touch to this true essence of who we are.
Jennie 佢就話其實人類我哋呢個物種啊，其中一個最重要我哋值得去睇嘅一個重點咧，就係其實我哋有選擇嘅，就時時刻我哋都有選擇。咁呢個亦都係令到我哋有別於其他嘅生命體。咁但係喺我哋人類嘅進化嘅過程咧，咁而佢都話去到而家呢點咧，似乎去到一個退化嗰個狀態。我哋人類其實已經冇一個100%嘅自由喺度，因為我哋係一個被操控緊嘅一個狀態。咁呢個被操控嘅狀態其實都係嚟自於都係選擇嚟嘅，即係有部分嘅人佢選擇要去操控。咁呢個亦都係嚟自於選擇呢個因素。咁我有冇漏到啊？
係啊，咁所以選擇而家到底要決定路邊一忽啊？
係啦，the freedom to choose. A lot of people think that the freedom a lot of people do not understand really what is that freedom that they're looking for. And ultimately, it's the freedom of choice. And once you have this freedom, it's that peace within us. It may sound simple.
So 意思即係話，其實無論喺任何狀況、任何情況、任何時候，每一方面其實都有選擇。呢個係個重點係咪？
係啦。
咁Jennie 其實喺之前嗰段咧，我應該翻譯漏咗啦，即係話其實可能我哋嘅生命無論係幾大挑戰、幾難過嘅時候咧，喺任何狀況其實我哋都有選擇嘅。咁而佢哋呢個學説最重要就係提醒翻我哋其實有自由，而呢個自由就係我哋有自由去選擇。
同埋喺裏邊感覺到嗰種 peace 和平。
係啦 ，yeah. And for this teaching directs us energetically to reconnect to this truth, to reconnect to what we call the divine design, divinity.
佢話呢一個學説其實最重要就係幫我哋連接翻呢個終極嘅真理，連結翻我哋呢一個佢叫做神聖嘅設計。
好啦，咁我開始咧要攞條燒紅咗嘅鐵通出嚟啦。
點解咧？
就係要逼供我。即係其實做咩啫？
係啦，
即係問極都咁神秘，
係啦，
到底
神秘組織啊嘛？
到底係食杯麵啊，食蒲飛啊，
有幻燈片睇啊，
係啊，
坐喺度冥想啊，
係啊，着白衫白褲啊。
It does sound a little mystical, right?
Yeah.
It is.
Not a bit, very.
Yeah.
Okay, the purpose of our teaching and the purpose of this work really is it's for the collective to bring harmony and peace to the planet. And not just to the planet, to the universe really. And like I said, humanity it's the only being on earth that has consciousness, because that can create, that can manifest because of our consciousness. Now, how do we do this? What exactly do we do this collective work? Where and what for?
Yeah.
So the world right now has evolved to transparency, but yet there are still challenges. Okay, and the work that we do is to send harmony and peace, especially to countries or places that has a challenge, natural disaster, political issues. So, for instance, if like going back to, let me express to you first that if you can open your mind to understand and feel that there's this fabric of the universe, there's this energy that's moving. Okay? Like in our body, if we have an illness, the meridian is not flowing well, that is because there's this contraction in our system. Same with the world. Let's say, for instance, right now, Syria, there is this issue with refugees fleeing their own countries. So that the contraction, what we call this fabric of the universe, is called a weft, W-E-F-T. It's an ancient word, but the weft is everywhere, and it's moving all the time because it's energy. In Syria, the weft there is contracted by the fleeing refugees with their emotions of anger because of the displacement, confusion. And now imagine, feel that it's a collective. So there are a mass of people in this emotion, and so the fabric of the universe has this big knot. And this knot is not helping for these fleeing refugees to think straight, to be, to start a new life. They're at this confused stage. And so it's almost like when a place is polluted, you can't breathe. It's the same thing. It's the same concept. So what we do is that we learn this protocol and you learn these tools through our body as an acupuncture, as an instrument, in our highest integrity, in our highest verticality connection, to send this energy through us to send peace or harmony, so that what it does is that it helps release the contraction of the fabric of the universe, of the weft there, so that the refugees can be more at calm in the midst of their calamity. They could.
咁啊 Jenny 佢就講到咧，佢話其實呢個學説呢個工作最主要其中一個大家要做嘅咧，就係去喺呢個世界度締造翻、傳達翻呢一個和諧同埋和平嘅能量。咁而因為我哋亦都呢個地球上邊咧，亦都只有我哋人類呢個物種先有能力去彰顯、去創造呢個狀況嘅。咁而佢亦都講話，其實集體地咧參與呢個工作嘅人咧，會有一啲方法咧，好似頭先我哋提到個針灸嗰個過程咧，去吉呢個世界一啲需要去有天災有人禍或者有啲政治嘅迫害嘅發生嘅地方，去令到佢能量暢通翻。佢打到個比喻就好似話喺我哋嘅人體入邊咧，如果我哋嘅身體處於一個繃緊嘅狀態嘅時候，能量都會收緊，能量流通唔到，會堵塞。咁但係喺個地球整體嘅狀況咧，其實都一樣嘅喎。咁原來有一個字咧就叫 W-E-F-T 嘅 weft， 呢個就係貫穿住整個地球嘅一個能量網。咁原來呢個係一個好古舊嘅一個詞彙嚟㗎啦。咁嘅起源我哋都唔知啦。咁但係 Jenny 就話一個好古老嘅字嚟嘅。咁佢就舉咗個例子，譬如話敍利亞而家好多個難民喺嗰度行出嚟啦，走出嚟啦。逃離呢個地方，佢哋帶住好多嘅負面嘅能量啦，包括有憤怒啦，有困惑啦。咁而呢啲憤怒同埋困惑咧，亦就好似一個能量網呢個 web 嗰度咧，形成咗一個好似一個裂咁樣打咗個結，咁令到啲能量唔可以流通。咁當嗰個地方嘅能量唔流通嘅時候咧，相關嗰啲人啊，亦都唔可以有好清晰嘅意識去作一啲決定，係令到佢為佢哋嘅最高利益着想去做啲決定。咁所以如果參與呢個工作嘅人咧，佢哋就會有啲特定嘅方法，有啲特定嘅過程，有啲技巧咧，去做呢個靈性嘅集體嘅針灸啊，去幫譬如我哋講緊敍利亞呢個地方，幫佢呢個結，幫佢鬆翻綁，令到個能量可以流暢翻。咁而相關嘅人咧，佢嘅意識亦都可以處於一個開放嘅狀態，可以做到佢哋為佢哋最高利益着想嘅決定。
即係其實原來阿 Jenny 嗰個即係神秘組織，其實包括埋連暗殺目標都有嘅，係咪先？係咪先？即係我咁諗，即係 suppose 應該你哋有行動組啦，有策劃組啦，有拯救組啦咁樣。
So the work, another example is, okay, I want to say that we're not saying that our work really works, so you have to join us. No. It's for you to come in to experience the energy for yourself, for you to decide. Because then if you make that decision that it works, of course it enhances its potency. But what I'm saying is that the next example is that, for instance, there is a big storm coming. And this is the kind of work that we do. Is that with this, using our body as its instrument, when we know that there's this big storm coming to a certain place, and actually we have this tool called Tellurology, Tellorgy. Tellurology is a new technique that measures the energy coming from the center of the earth. Just like astrology is a measurement for the influences of the planets and other planets outside of Earth that influence, that gives influencing energies to Earth. So Tellurology is, we use this energy to measure the activities of the center of the Earth. And with this, it creates a precise measurement. For instance, like a storm. When there is a storm coming, we can use this measurement to measure exactly which area the eye of the storm will hit. And if it's going to hit a place where there's a lot of people, population living there, that's when we do the work. Because using the tool and our consciousness, what we do is that we send this energy to move the eye of the storm as little as 1 millimeter. As you know, 1 millimeter on the scale of the planet is a lot. But we use this to move this eye of the storm just a little bit enough that it's going to hit somewhere that is not going to affect the population.
Tellurology 係有一個儀器去量度定係點㗎？你哋
？It's like astrologers use. It's pretty much like an astrologer use in their calculation.
OK.
Yeah.
OK. 咁Jenny 佢開始嘅時候，佢就講話佢哋唔係去好直不咁去聲稱話佢哋做嘅嘢有效。咁而係咧。最重要嘅就係你哋自己，如果你覺得有興趣嘅時候咧，你有感覺嘅時候咧，你先去體驗下，然後你自己去決定究竟佢哋做嘅嘢係咪佢哋所講得咁犀利。咁佢哋做嘅嘢有幾犀利咧？咁佢頭先舉咗個例子喎，佢就譬如舉例有一個大嘅風暴嚟緊嘅時候，咁佢哋就會有啲特定嘅方法咧，叫每一個參與者咧用我哋嘅身體作為一個工具。去 send 一啲能量，咁佢再提到另外有一樣嘢叫 Tellurology。Tellurology 咧就係相對於占星學，占星學就係去講緊 astrology 就係講緊地球以外嘅一啲星體點樣影響到地球或者地球上面嘅事情啦。咁 Tellurology 咧就調翻轉啦，就講緊地球地心本身自身散發出嚟嘅能量點樣影響地球嘅所有嗰啲大小嘅事情。咁甚至佢就用 Tellurology 咧就會講到。可以量度到一個風暴究竟咧，其實預測到佢應該係會個風眼hit 得最犀利嘅地方喺地球邊嘅地方。咁根據佢所講嘅話咧，量度到出嚟嘅結果咧可以非常之準確嘅。咁而當佢哋發覺原來可能根據用 Tellurology 出嚟量度到原來呢個風將會衝襲一個好人口密集嘅地區嘅時候，有可能帶嚟好大嘅傷亡嘅時候咧，佢哋就會參與呢個工作嘅人咧，就會用佢哋啲特定嘅方法，用我哋嘅身體作為一個器皿去發放呢啲能量，去嘗試將呢個風嘅風眼咧可能移過少少，咁但係對於我哋地球咁大嘅一個個體移動咗少少嚟講咧，其實已經等於移動咗好遠嘅地方，而去一啲比較人口冇咁密集嘅地方。
I want to express that this is a perfect time to mention for humanity and for us to understand how powerful our energy is. Because a lot of times we don't think we are, because again, we are conditioned in our modern life to be on the outer but not looking within on how potent our thought and our action through our vibration to send out. So this work, again, because we have this, this work is a possibility to invite people to experience it for themselves. Again, like I said, if they don't feel that this is for them, it's okay. But it's a commitment for us to first see how important it is that the energy that we emit that is influencing the collective influencing first of all my own body, and then it influences my family, it influences my group, my office place, it influences the city, Hong Kong, and then it influences Asia and around the world. That's how it works, because we're all so interconnected.
Jenny 佢就話其實佢哋嘅呢個工作咧係可以等啲參與者去感受到、了解得到，其實我哋每個人係比我哋想象中強大好多嘅。咁但係因為我哋一路世世代代成長嘅過程之中咧，我哋都係被思想上牢固地已經係訓練到去相信其實我哋唔係有咁大嘅 power 存在。咁但係跟住佢又會提到話，咁係咪真係咁有效咧？又係大家要去參與過、體會過先知啦。咁如果當我哋參與呢個工作嘅時候咧，我哋所散發出嚟嘅意識、我哋嘅能量，首先會影響我哋自身啦，然後會影響到我哋嘅家人啦，影響到我哋工作嘅環境嘅同事啦，然後可能會影響到我哋處於嘅社區啦，然後我哋住嘅城市啦，然後再影響我哋個國家，然後再散發出去影響整個地球嘅。
So for instance, the energy, I'll give you two very basic examples. So you are feeling fine and you walk into a room. And then in that room, right before you entered, two people were arguing about something. And the energy is contracted there. The weft is contracted there. So you walk in thinking, wow, it feels, I can't explain what it is, but it feels bad. That's one example. Another straightforward example is that when you're going, let's say, to a wedding, it's about love, it's about family gathering together, it's about celebration. When you enter, you cannot help but just to be happy, to be in this place of love. And this is exactly what we are doing in this work, in this teaching. In a very, with these two little examples of how we can affect energetically.
咁舉咗兩個例子咧，就係去俾我哋睇下，其實我哋嘅能量點樣影響我哋嘅周遭。譬如話，第一個例子就係我哋可能入到間房，有兩個人嗌緊交嘅時候，我哋入到去就會發覺，哇，個能量好唔舒服啊，好繃緊嘅。咁調翻轉嚟講，可能我哋去到一個喜慶、一個婚禮嗰度咧，我哋感覺到個能量係好愉快嘅。咁所以呢個就係話，我哋每個人散發出嚟嘅能量咧，其實可以好明顯地影響到我哋嘅周遭嘅。
咁我又去翻攞條皮鞭出嚟啦，
燒紅嘅鐵，
係啦，再加埋燒紅嘅鐵啦。
係啦。
咁就問你，其實即係 exactly， 其實你經歷咗咁多啦，你上咗個堂啦，咁你而家即係成為直頭係一個推動者之一啦。其實咧，當年你係經過啲咩過程學呢一樣嘢，而解決咗你一啲可能自身嘅問題或者疑問，你先至會成為呢家係企出嚟，甚至係推動呢樣嘢嘅人啊。
或者見證過啲乜嘢好犀利嘅奇蹟咁樣。
係啦，即係又或者有冇試過即係喺用意念就暗殺到某位人咁？
又係暗殺，
一嘢講嘅神秘組織啊嘛。
你想殺邊個啫？
針
你想殺邊個啫？你開聲等 Jenny 可唔可以幫你搞掂佢？
即係可能 ISIS 咁樣去搞掂咗㗎啦嘛。
Actually, when we do this work, our purpose is to make this positive shift. We are not in retaliation with anything. We see a situation, and if it's not in service to humanity, that is not in harmony or peace.
係，我要聽就係阿 Jenny， 即係你唔係好感受到個皮鞭同埋個鐵通嘅威力。sorry。麻煩咁問，再揾啲酷刑嚟俾我，就係我咧要追問落去就係，即係其實 exactly 你真係喺你接觸呢一個課程期間，
我自己本身
係你係即係接觸個課程裏邊，你係做咗啲乜嘢？個過程係點樣令你通咗啲乜嘢？係令到個人嘅意識啊，或者你所有周遭嘅嘢係 shift 咗咁樣咧
？Okay. One of the biggest thing for me personally, like I said earlier, that I've been on a path for 20 years, but until I I came across this work, I never felt I belong to the planet.
Yeah.
I had a hard time to ground. So I would go to different meditation, and there's this really beautiful man who does light meditation. It's connecting to the universe and knowing that we are this universal being. But I never felt I can be on this ground. It's almost like I'm always halfway ready to leave. Halfway ready to leave where? To fly to another country, or halfway ready to leave this planet. I was never here. I could not feel.
Yeah.
With our teachings, our essential basic fundamentals that we teach is that this balance that I mentioned earlier, balance between spirit and matter. And matter is to acknowledge that we are physical, so we are on this planet. So we have to be planted, to be very present, to be in the now, in this present time, through the teachings that for the very first time, I feel I belong. It's like I'm part of this big universal design to be this gifted being, which we all are, but I never felt it so like this knowing within me.
Jenny 佢話佢咁多年嚟咧，之前一直都係覺得佢唔屬於呢個地球嘅。佢覺得好難去將自己 ground 翻落實喺呢個世界度，咁所以佢有好多年嘅時間都不斷去唔同嘅一啲冥想嘅一啲團體嗰度啊，去學習唔同嘅冥想。咁佢成日都覺得好似有一半覺得好似隨時可以走人咁啊。但係佢亦都唔知究竟係隨時可以走去離開個國家，定離開個地方啊，定係點樣？
係離開 meditation 嘅地方。
定係離開 meditation， 定係離開呢個星球，定係點樣？
係。
咁慢慢咧，咁佢接觸咗呢個學説之後咧，呢個學術教識佢點樣？我哋上半部有講過啦，上半部分有講嘅就係做嗰個平衡嘅靈性同埋嗰個物質嗰個平衡，咁同埋時刻處喺嗰個當下嘅時候，當佢揾到個平衡點嘅時候咧，佢就前所未有地咁感受到佢同呢個地球嘅一切個聯繫，同埋感受到自己係彷彿好似係屬於一個好宏大嘅宇宙一個設計，自己有個角色要喺呢個地方度要扮演，揾翻自己個身份。
我覺得好同我哋上集咧訪問 Leonie 嘅嗰 part 嘅嘢係好共通嘅，即係譬如佢講緊點樣你一隻腳喺呢個現實啦，一隻腳喺個靈性嘅世界啦。佢點樣講緊其實喺我哋好多，尤其是可能我自己接觸到嘅可能 New Age 圈界啦，甚至我自己都係啦，曾經一個好長嘅時間覺得係好唔 feel in 喺呢個地球，覺得好同呢一度咧係 disconnect 嘅。又好想走嘅，係啊！但係直到可能係somehow就有一個位時間出現咗，就覺得其實唔係喎，我呢個今世嘅人喺呢度嘅時候，我就要切實地同呢個 planet Earth 係聯繫翻晒，咁我先至覺得全然地我活翻一個人，亦都一個靈性係一個另一個階段嘅成長咁樣。
咁似乎呢個都好多行新紀元嘅人嘅一個共同經歷啦。譬如我自己細個都係㗎，一路好長時間都係望住天上面嘅星，覺得係我屬於嗰度嘅。然後望住啲星會細個已經會喊，覺得係好唔屬於呢個地球，好想翻屋企。咁呢個直至到係我再研究新紀元啊，研究外星人啊、外星文化呢個時候就更加猖狂啦！呢個思想其實好長時間咧好討厭地球。所以就算學幾多靈性嘅嘢，都覺得係好似彷彿為咗走人咁樣。咁直至到係某啲嘅契機啦，我諗每個人都可能會唔同啦。咁我哋都在座嗰都可能都經歷過好離開地球嘅，直到而家係覺得自己好扎根喺呢個地球度。
You said something beautiful that I want to add a little bit, is that you said that about the stars. We human beings need to know we are the stars in human form. And that is that light, that inner fire we have to reignite to connect. What people call Jesus is luminescence. The light of Jesus that is within our heart. That is that sparkle that we are through this teaching to offer people the possibility to be the magician of their life with this light, with this connection, with the origin of creation but using our potential being on this planet Earth as human being through our consciousness.
Jennie 佢就提到話，我哋頭先我有提到天上嘅星星啦。咁佢話其實好重要，我哋每個人其實應該要理解到，其實我哋每個人就係天上嘅星星，我哋每個人都係一粒星。咁但係用一個物質，用一個肉身嘅形式去存在。咁而我哋都要記得翻，其實係我哋每個人心入邊其實都有耶穌嗰個光芒喺度。咁當我哋可以同呢個光芒聯繫翻嘅時候咧，其實每個人都可以成為我哋生命嘅一個魔法師，去創造我哋想創造嘅嘢。但係個重點就係話同呢個靈性同呢個物質兩者之間嗰個平衡嘅聯繫，我哋就每個人可以成為我哋嘅魔法師。
好啦，咁啊，我條皮鞭又出現啦，
有你啦，燒紅嘅鐵。係啦，
咁到底呢一套嘢你學咗之後點樣解決咗你自身嘅？你會感受到自己無論內在甚至外在嘅嘢都係會唔同咗噶嘛
？Yeah. So I understand that in life, it's synchronicity. Throughout my life, I am very grateful that no matter how challenging my childhood was, but because I somehow don't know how it happened, just I'm sure like all of us sitting on this table and in this room, that I felt I needed to, I felt this thing that I follow my heart, okay? And throughout my life, I've been very blessed that I would have what people call, amazing synchronicities and like things show up and all of that. But I realized later on that life is meant to be synchronized. And for instance, before when I want to create a project and when something needs to happen, because I wasn't in alignment. So imagine like my centers are not in alignment, so it goes a detour going back, and it takes a long time for me to reach this to manifest this goal from A to Z. With this work, I'm very present to the synchronicity in life, because this work talks about the present time, being connected to the center of the earth. It's about every moment. It's an opportunity to create. And by being present, using my consciousness, by being present of where my emotions are in a certain time, but not with no judgment at a certain point, just being present to it, and not let that get in my way to go for a detour in order to manifest something. And then I'll relay.
Jennie 佢就話，其實我哋好多人都可能會曾經經歷過一啲共時性一啲我哋好似好冥冥中好巧合嘅啲安排咁。咁佢話慢慢佢理解到咧，原來呢啲共時性咧唔應該係偶爾發生嘅嘢嚟。其實我哋嘅生命嘅本質根本就應該係咁樣，只不過係我哋可能我哋嘅中心啊，唔係同個本源，我哋嘅意識唔係完全接軌，有嘢係唔係入筍位啊，歪咗，有嘢甩咗。反而就令到我哋嘅創造嘅過程咧係兜好多個冤枉路。咁所以其實當我哋真係去係同我哋嘅當下連接翻嘅時候咧，其實時時刻都可以有呢啲嘅共時性，好多嘅奇蹟就可以發生。
So then the next part is, I'm creating this project, which is a foundation, and it's starting from nowhere. The fear is always about starting from the unknown. Everything is starting from the unknown. First, I recognize that. Then I become present to this fear, but because it's not a fear, it's just because it's the unknown. You don't know where you're heading to. But when I create something with this knowing, just knowing that there will always be fear, but not let this fear get in my way so that I can move forward to create. And that is crucial. And then so once I get over that understanding, then with this foundation that I'm building with friends, that we're building together, I don't have to make the effort and find people. Somehow in a conversation with somebody, then that somebody will open up because I'm open, then that person is open to this creation of creative energy, then that person will naturally offer to me, oh, you should contact this person. And so with this work, I am able to be very present on how the flow of life, the flow of energy really works. It's almost like a slow motion, to recognize that when I'm open, things will come to me effortless. Not that I'm saying that we have to be lazy. No, I have to keep the conversation, keep my creative mind projecting, asking the universe, creation, guide me, show me a sign. And that's why it's important. I understand the importance to understand that each person we meet in our life is very important. They all bring a message.
Jenny 佢舉咗個例子就好似佢若干時間之前咧，佢同啲朋友想一齊去合作去發起一個組織。咁咧佢就因為由
嗰陣係暗殺㗎啦，
都係暗殺㗎啦。咁皮鞭同埋都係燒
所以
紅嘅鐵嗰
你
啲啦。
見佢唔對皮鞭同
冇反應咯，
係啊，
係咯，因為啲純咗啊嘛。
係啦，殺手組織係要抵得
係啦，嚇死人啊！我哋講呢啲。咁佢想發起呢個組織啦，咁因為由零開始㗎嘛，乜都冇咁，亦都唔知道究竟應該點去做，所以都好冇一個方向感嘅初頭嘅時候。咁所以好多嘅未知之數，好多嘅 unknowns。咁跟住就正常地啦，一如大家預料就係，當你有好多未知之數嘅時候咧，其實就會有好多恐懼出嚟。咁但係當佢去喺呢一個學説度咧，去經歷咗一段時間嘅時候，佢都發覺佢會明白到嗰個恐懼本身佢存在嘅意義啦，點解會出現啦，明白到個恐懼嘅本質。咁佢就開始就冇咁驚呢啲嘅未知之數，然後再可以保持一個開放嘅狀態。咁佢就會發覺咧，佢就唔需要用好多嘅氣力。一啲應該出現嘅人同埋應該發生嘅事咧，就會自然而然咁去出現同埋會發生。咁所以嗰個重點咧就係話，即係我哋要記翻我哋當我哋保持開放狀態嘅時候咧，其實我哋係唔係話我哋可以好懶惰，咁但係其實我哋應該可以係相對嚟講係冇咁費力地就可以創造到我哋想創造嘅嘢。
咁 Jenny 到底其實即係呢個課程到底如果 point form 嚟講，即係好講好簡單係啦，都係要嗰句啦。到底係食咩菜，有咩款式？
頭盤係咩？
係啦，即係甜品係咩？係啦，你話俾我聽，其實到底有啲咩搞咗喺裏邊嘅咧
Yeah. So the program, the agenda for the teaching is we teach the basic tools for self-mastery, because this is a collective work. Without knowing ourselves, without understanding and being present to what influences us, we are unable to do this collective work. So this is what consciousness is about. So in the program, we talk about identity. What is identity? Who is our true self? And so through that, we have illustration and also some information from how, from the beginning of time, from the Big Bang, to how the world has evolved through the influences of religions, and to the present day. And our work is based on present day. What it is that we look at our energetic makeup as a human being. Our energetic centers, which are 7 primary energetic centers, which is similar to what are called chakras, but we have influencing colors, and each of them that that connects to our energetic centers is this new information for us to recognize and to open up our potential.
Let me translate first. 佢話喺個課堂入邊咧，最基本會教我哋一啲嘅基本嘅工具，去達至一個叫 self-mastery。我哋之前都好似簡單講過啦。係啊。個重點咧就係話，首先要知道究竟我哋內在有啲咩影響緊我哋。 我哋入邊究竟我哋嘅內在嘅意識究竟發生緊咩事啊，係咩回事？因為佢話如果我哋唔好好咁自我了解我哋譬如成長個過程有啲咩影響過我哋嘅時候咧，其實我哋冇辦法去創造我哋想要創造嘅實相出嚟嘅。咁同埋亦都會有啲唔同嘅工具去教我哋去了解到我哋自身嘅真正嘅身份，我哋嘅 identity， 我哋嘅 true self， 我哋真正嘅自我嘅本質究竟係咩回事咯。咁同埋亦都會有一啲嘅唔同嘅資訊、唔同嘅資料、唔同嘅一啲嘅圖像，去話俾我哋聽，由個自太初以嚟嗰個大爆炸，一路嗰個世界個宇宙嗰個發展，同埋會講翻俾我哋聽，一路以嚟宗教點樣影響緊我哋人類嘅意識，咁亦都會教我哋關於我哋人類本身嗰個人體嗰個能量嘅結構。咁包括頭先我哋都簡略提過嘅能量中心啦，7個嘅能量中心，亦都有少少似我哋不嬲講開嘅 chakras 輪位啦。每個能量中心佢自己相對嘅顏色啦，佢嘅本質啦，佢嘅能量啦。
Yeah, so with the seminars, we also learn how to feel energy because this work is energy based, and I want to also express that there is this fabric of universe because we are surrounded with energy all the time, every time. And so we learn that we learn how to feel certain energies so that we can feel within ourselves, so that we can be present within ourselves. So that's also another fun part, to just feel something that we may not have thought of feeling before, and to make connection with that we hardly do as human being, before these kind of like teachings are offered.
我諗呢部分就好多人都會有興趣啦，就教我哋去感受能量，即係好多我哋嘅 New Age 人都會話要 feel 你嘅能量啊，feel 水晶嘅能量，feel 好多唔同嘢嘅能量。咁佢就話 Jenny 佢就話其實咧貫穿住我哋嘅宇宙萬物咧，其實都係有一個貫穿住一個能量網喺度嘅，其實根本周圍都係能量。咁所以佢話當我哋去識得同埋了解到其實周圍都係能量嘅時候咧，我哋就會識得感應翻自己自身嘅能量。咁當我哋通過感受到自己同埋周圍嘅能量嘅時候咧，我哋可能會發覺原來好多嘢我哋平時之前感應唔到嘅，原來都可以感應得到。
呢一 part 我真係行得好前嘅。大概6歲度咧，我就已經係將2隻手指懟落個電掣嗰度。係，我都聽你個語氣，我已經一早已經預計都係爛 gag 嚟嘅，呢個已經嗰陣除一早已經嚟緊。
You're extra charged.
OK， 好，咁我哋繼續啊。
Yeah. So
爛 gag 過後。
So throughout the class, so we learn how to feel different energies. There are testings, for volunteers who want to understand. So it's not just feeling the energy. We talk about various parts of our centers that is strong or that is weak with contraction. And that, of course, is related to our organs in our body.
咁佢話咧，在場咧亦都會即時去揾一啲唔同嘅參與者咧，去做試驗品去示範幫我哋睇，每一個人佢哋可能嘅能量中心唔同嘅能量中心可能有強有弱嘅喎個能量，咁亦都呢啲弱嘅狀態都係因為呢啲能量嘅打結，呢啲能量嘅淤塞，咁呢啲亦都同我哋嘅五臟六腑有關啦。
OK。
Yeah.
好啦，咁我哋呢度去到最後啦，咁就問下 Jenny， 咁其實到呢個課程咧，其實嚟緊你打算幾時會喺香港度promote啊？或者你哋首先可能會有啲 seminar 係做介紹啊？咁即係我哋都係會，當然即係頭先我哋即係私底下傾過啦。其實因為你話呢個課程其實我哋未知道其實咩價錢喺香港嘅，咁但係起碼我覺得即係係咪有個日子會話俾大家聽個 seminar 大概係幾時會去到香港，可能做一個 promote， 咁俾更加多人知道原來呢一樣嘢係乜嘢，然後先至睇下會唔會有人有 calling 係想參加咁樣。
Yes, so we are planning to have the seminar in middle of January of 2016. And so the teachers, what we call the facilitators or transmitters, are coming from Europe, from in between Middle East and closer to France. This European
This
couple.
is sounding cryptic again. Sounds like a secret society.
Actually, because they live everywhere. They live in Spain. They live in but somehow they live near Casablanca, which is really interesting. And they go around the world. They were just in Ecuador, teaching different teachings because this teaching also has some other teachings that are related to more like self-mastery, and it's not really work, not the work for the collective, because this teaching that we're talking about now is for the collective work. But we have other teachings that, for instance, using as the basic knowledge, the basic essence, say in Tarot of the Masters, is not giving reading to people as for fun, but it's really for self-mastery, for the person to understand themselves, or feng shui. Or we have one called Kinjo, Kingo, which is similar to the Tai Chi. So we have this series of teachings, and this couple are also certified facilitators or transmitters for these teachings. So, sorry.
嚟緊嘅工作坊咧，就希望係2016年嘅1月中左右咧，希望可以舉行得到啦。咁而導師咧，咁啊將會導師呢個詞彙咧，亦都唔係 exactly Jenny 佢用嘅詞彙，佢係話係一個傳達者啊，一個能量同埋信息嘅傳導者、傳達者。咁導師們咧、傳達者咧、傳導者咧應該會係近乎歐洲、中東附近嘅地方會嚟嘅。咁佢話其實咧，導師亦都有相關嘅導師，亦都係住喺 Casablanca 呢個地區附近。
哇！好鬼特務嘅地方。
係啦，呢個
好鬼神秘。
冇錯啦，呢個
係咁啱佢哋住喺嗰度咯。
北非諜影嗰啲 feel 啊！
而最正而家暫定搞嘅地方係油麻地街坊福利會。
呢啲咪叫做 fusion 咯？呢啲就係 mix
即係你以為係好神秘啫，應該啲揾啲勁嘅地方咩？
你以為共濟會嗰個總部
係啦，偏偏就引人耳目，我就喺街坊福利會
大排檔㗎嘅。好啦，咁我哋已經將件好神聖嘅事係搞爛咗啦。咁佢係提到咧啲相關嘅可能會研究到嘅課題，我覺得有幾樣幾得意嘅喎。其中一個叫做Tarot of the Masters 啊。中文我哋粗略咁亦就係話大師嘅塔羅啦，咁但係佢就話唔係教我哋去玩塔羅，而係去理解翻我哋自身每個人我哋嘅真正嘅本質，我哋嘅潛能，咁亦都可能會牽涉到啲研究到風水相關嘅課題啦。咁同埋what's the term again?
It's called Kinjo, Kinjo。
類似太極咁嘅嘢。
Kinjo what's that again?
It's like a Tai Chi。
好似太極咁嘅一個東西嚟嘅。
都其實都幾世界各地有啲唔同嘅導師過嚟喎。
Exactly。
即係其實一個大 event 嚟嘅。
Yeah, I mean, yes, it's a big organization with different teachings. One time it could be somebody coming from Miami, or somebody coming from Switzerland or Spain to do all these teachings because we are, even though we are about 4,000 people, but we have people who's been involved with the work for 15 to 30 years, and the oldest member he's 96, and the youngest they have to be pretty much at least 18, if not 21 years old.
因為呢個世界性嘅組織咧係好國際化，同埋係佢哋可以教嘅課題其實好流動嘅。咁我睇其實因應翻每個地方嘅需要啦。咁可能今次可能佢哋會舉例嚟講，可能會安排到喺邁阿密嗰度嚟嘅導師啦，亦都可能下次可能係由瑞士嗰度嚟都唔奇嘅。咁而好多嘅導師其實都已經係參與咗呢個工作，有好多係15年，有啲甚至去到40年。咁最大嘅年紀嘅可能去到90幾歲，都有啲參與者係最少啦，可能係最後生嘅18歲咁樣。
哇！真係好似〜咩奇藝坊咁樣喎，應該有咩能人異士喺晒度咁樣喎。
索馬奇啊
！Yeah, because this is not just, for our. Besides that, it's for our present time. The work for the present time is for the future and the future of our future generation. Like your son, if you have children, it's there for their future, for us to leave this planet a better place. And how? These are the tools that we are offering the possibility for humanity and people in Hong Kong to experience and to know it exists, for them to feel it for themselves and to take it, to work on themselves, to learn how to really have this technique, a broken down technique, to feel peace, to feel what real freedom is, to be in a position to know how to make that choice.
Jenny 就提到話呢個工作係雖然係我哋嘅專注力擺喺個當下，但係其實咧個影響係影響將來嘅一個好深遠對將來未來或者未來嘅未來好深遠嘅影響。咁所以佢哋舉個例譬如 Osiris 啊，我哋其實佢嘅仔仔啦嚇，咁其實我哋做嘅工作咧都會影響到佢仔仔第時存在生活嘅世界。咁同埋最重要就係教識我哋去感受到我哋內在嗰個平安嗰個祥和，咁然後去從此咧，因此咧，我哋可以感受到我哋每個人其實有個自由一個選擇權。
好啊，咁啊，即係明白晒，我就突然間即係意會到其實呢一件其實一個好大嘅事嚟嘅喎，或者其實就咁聽啦嚇即係如果我哋想去成功，或者希望推動嗰樣嘢嘅話，我其實覺得都幾需要香港可能其他唔同嘅人，大家去合作，大家去一齊去。即係 organize 呢件事啊，或者係幫助推動呢件事。因為我聽你其實咁講嘅話，其實呢件事係適合於更加多人，令到嗰個 energy 更加強，反而先至係更加好，又更加有效嘅。
For this work to be potent, to be effective, it's yes, the more people there are, the more potent and the more effective it will be.Because it's collective work. However, the quality of the commitment is crucial. So if we have a choice for having 10,000 people who are strong versus 50,000 people, but there's a bunch of them who are not strong or committed, we'd rather just have the 10,000 people to have that commitment in order for it to be potent. Like for instance, if there's 100 people happy, it will affect, more and more people that are happy. But if this 100 people, only like maybe 25% of them are truly happy, it's really that 25% that's changing the energy.
咁Jenny 佢就講到話，當然啦，要令到呢一個我哋可以話呢個運動啦可唔可以真係強而有力啊，影響力好大嘅時候咧，當然同參與人數係一定有直接嘅關係。咁但係咧，反而咧 Jenny 佢會覺得參與嘅人數，佢哋參與嘅人，佢哋有幾全心全意，真係承諾要投身呢件事咧，係重要過真正人數啊，所以係重質就不重量啦。咁所以就譬如話，如果當你有1萬人，但係佢哋全部都係全心全意咁投入嘅，好過有5萬人係即係一半一半唔上唔落嘅。
咁呢個另外諗翻，即係其實好多個實驗都做過啦。其實只要當嗰個地區有一班人係一個好強嘅意識或者一個好強嘅信念，希望改變呢個現實嘅一啲嘢，甚至嗰啲嘢係冇可能嘅，譬如一個核廢水壺。但係佢可以令到佢將佢嘅放射嘅時間減咗一半，即係令到佢污染嘅程度亦都係大大降低。即係其實類似呢啲咁嘅狀態就係其實佢哋利用一個集體意識或者一個創造嘅能力去改變呢個世界，或者純粹係改變當地一啲好關鍵嘅嘢，但係透過佢哋嘅信念去創造一個改變咗嘅契機出嚟，就唔係實質去可能係暗殺啊，或者去嗰度擋子彈啊，又或者係即係點樣咁樣。
咁我想問多一個問題，咁如果就咁聽落去嘅時候，咁係咪真係我哋就係可能一般嘅冥想團體咧？因為譬如頭先 Osiris 講嗰啲，可能都係一班有志之士啊，聚埋一齊，跟住做個集體嘅冥想，跟住可以令到呢個世，希望令到呢個世界可以和平啲咁樣，係咪就係咁樣咧？定係話其實比較多特定嘅工具方法㗎
？Are you talking about the tools that we use? Yes. So first we use, of course, it's all about our bodies and all about the levels of classes that we've taken each as we progress along with the group. And we use our body and we use mantras and we use crystals. We use crystals as you as you know that crystal has certain energies, influencing energies, and crystals are like has memories of thousands and billions, hundreds and thousands years old, millions and billions years old. So we learn how to combine all these crystals to send this energy. And we also use candles and again learning to feel the energies through our hands. So all together in combine. So if we do the work, there could be like some people doing the mantras, some people using the crystals, using our body in consciousness to activate, to group up the crystals. That could change shift the energy of a place that we're working. And again, I'm not saying that you have to feel it to know, because I felt it. And it's easy for me to say because I'm doing this program, I'm not being biased.
Okay.
It's because we want people to understand, to feel it themselves.
Jenny 佢就話咁當然啦，所有參與者都會用佢哋嘅身體啦。咁但係至於點樣用佢哋嘅身體咧，或者係用咩特定嘅方法咧，就同每個參與者佢哋參與過嘅 training 上過邊啲嘅級數嘅 training 有關啦。咁但係佢哋都有用其他嗰啲方法嘅。咁包括用 mantras 一啲嘅重念嘅句子啦，重複嘅句子，或者可以話啲咒語啦、咒啦嚇，一啲重念句啦，有用水晶啦，有用蠟燭啦。咁所以就係喺呢啲課程入邊咧，大家會學識用唔同嘅呢啲方法、唔同嘅組合、唔同嘅啟動方法去做到最大嘅效果。
OK 啦，咁啊，即係今集時間啦，已經過晒鐘啦，咁啊，即係只可以講話，即係都講緊啲未完咁樣㗎。咁啊，真係好多謝阿 Jenny 係即係作為嘉賓啦，咁亦都希望到時明年1月，又或者總言之，我哋知道有係咩時間嘅時候咧，我哋會即係幫手會公佈話俾大家聽，即係 Jenny 嗰個課程係有一個 seminar，咁到時大家自己有興趣咧就可以去參加報名咁樣嘅，係啊，咁所以如果到時有啲咩資料咁啊，麻煩 Jenny 俾我哋嘅，或者你會唔會有最尾有啲咩補充咁樣咧
No, I should have started by saying that I'm very grateful for this opportunity. I'm grateful to have met you, Osiris, and Peter, excuse me. I'm trying to look at Peter in you and say Peter. And to help me or to again be a part of this. It's no accident we're here, because again, it's by, I love using the word by divine creation, because nothing is an accident on this planet if we become present. And I'm very grateful to be able to express and deliver the message, the possibility for the people in Hong Kong, for this tool, so that they can truly understand themselves and that they are the change. We all are a part of the change of this, not just for Hong Kong, but for the world. And we are this magician that we can be if we want to be, and that's really our role in being human in this gifted existence, is to be this change, to create a beautiful world, to express different colors in our own expression. And yes, there are challenges in the world, and let's all get together and shift that, and we all can. And what I love to tell my friends is that energy is free. Why not? That's how powerful we all are if we all gather together for, because we are so connected, we are all one. And just, putting all together our interconnectedness and our consciousness to shift this world to a more beautiful and more colorful place for today and for the future.
Jenny 佢好開心可以有機會同我哋香港嘅朋友分享一個重要嘅概念，就係話其實我哋每個人都可以參與喺呢個世界嗰個改變嘅過程之中嘅。咁啊唔係就係改變香港啦，可以改變呢個世界。咁啊令到呢個世界包括香港啦，成為一個更美好嘅地方。係啦，
即係我話為咗表達我識英文咧，我就係其實 Jenny 最尾簡單話聽，歡迎大家一齊參與香港落針呢一下啦。係啦，咁啊，到底你要學識點樣落針咧？咁就喺不久嘅將來，到底佢哋嗰個 seminar，總言之有日子有嘢公佈嘅時候咧，咁我哋睇下會幫手話俾大家聽有啲資料咁樣噶啦。咁啊，純粹可能有條 link 咁樣俾大家可能 click 過去睇下自己你自己有冇興趣參加咁樣，係啦。好啦，咁啊，再多一次再多謝咧，就係Peter 一個好好嘅翻譯啦，係啊，佢永遠一個最好嘅翻譯者嚟嘅，係啦。咁亦都多謝Jenny 啦，係啊。即係忍受我哋嘅酷刑咧，終於係講晒啲嘢出嚟嘅。
難嘅。
係啦，好多謝晒。今集時間係咁多啦。
好，拜拜。
拜拜。
Thank you.